My TPT signals bot on Altrady has been running for over a year, 432 days and counting. It has realized $700 in passive profit with one small hiccup. I am right now an unrealized P&L of almost $500, meaning that my total P&L is more like $237. What's going on? Well, this is the nature of DCA bot trading that no one really tells you about. Everyone that says, oh yeah, copy my signals, whatever, on whatever platform, they don't teach you how to do this. I do. I teach you guys how to do this in our course, but a lot of you on YouTube haven't taken the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course. So I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how I handle red positions that are down a lot. And to be honest, even though this looks really bad and you think, oh, Aaron, you should be ashamed of yourself, the reality is that this bot has been crushing it for well over a year. If you look at the analytics, this thing literally started back September 2020 and has grown insanely well. Net profit $700 passively over the last year and 100 days or so. I have so many stats, so much data to prove that these signals are profitable. But the problem is that you can have the most profitable signals as you could possibly devise or imagine, but eventually your signals, your bots, will get stuck. So the way that I handle this is a couple of ways. First, I want to identify charts that are the most painfully oversold, and that's by the P&L, or the profit and loss. So I want to find charts that have the deepest drawdown, like SUI, Uniswap, Toncoin, Link. These are the ones that have been really sold off a lot in SUI back over here as well. Okay. The other thing is that, yes, duration kind of matters. This one here, this position for BTC has only been open for 2 weeks. So I'm really not itching to touch this one. There's no real need. I really want to focus on these stragglers that have been held and open for a long time. So you can do two things. One, you can just click on this and it's going to open up the market directly in Altrady, or you can go to your trading terminal. Either way is fine. I have all of these charts already set up here. I'm going to be going over everything on how to approach these charts. Now, the first thing, we need to actually look at how all of these are doing. So first off, you want to zoom out. The longer the time frame, the stronger the confirmation, right? So we know that Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, it's fallen down a lot. So it's no surprises this one has been oversold. But the reality is that this one could still fall a lot more. So I'm not really itching to get my feet wet on this one. I'd much rather find a chart that is just super duper oversold. Now you'll see that this one actually has DCA orders here in green. These are actually from our better crypto signals. So this is the second position. I want to be focusing on this one right here, the nasty one. And I can't hide the other one, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's basically this one right here, where it just has to go up a little bit, all the way up to 61 cents from the current price. It has to move up another 50%. Now, the first thing that I do when I'm encountering these charts that are just massively oversold is, before I just go, oh, I'm just going to buy some here, I want to zoom out to the weekly time frame. I want to see where is strong support. That's the first thing I do. So I can see a strong level of support down here at 24 cents. I can see support down here at 30 cents. I can kind of see support here. It's very, very, very weak, but around here at 41 cents where the price kind of is. Okay. So we're also going to go over here to TradingView because I want to use the TBO and see what it's showing me for Cardano. So ADA USDT. And we're going to be favoring the weekly time frame. So yeah, ADA could still fall a lot lower. Yes, it could bounce from here. But again, the whole purpose of what I'm showing you right now is not how to exit as quickly as possible. I'm trying to show you with strategy how to exit these positions profitably and maximizing on the fear and the pain that's in the charts. So while Cardano is short-term oversold, massively so, while it should have some sort of bullish bounce or move, I don't really see any strong levels of support on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, it's lost any semblance of support and it just keeps falling lower. The next real level is basically what I marked over on Altrady here at 31 cents and over here at 24 cents. There's kind of support over here from historical lines, and I'm focusing on these long lines from the TBO, but it's weak. It's not as strong. The reason why I want to focus on those big long lines on the daily time frame in the weekly is because the longer the time frame, the stronger the confirmation. But if I happen to look at one of these charts, like going back over here to Altrady, if I'm looking at a chart like SUI, that's also massively oversold, and my take profit target is way up here, like 100% higher. You're laughing, I'm sure. You will be surprised how many times I have closed positions in profit that have been even worse in the red. Like it's fallen so much lower. It's not even funny. The magic of why this happens is simple. Because when you have an oversold position like this, what happens is that when you add more down here, it drastically moves your break-even price way lower. So that means any little bounce that happens in the price, which I expect to have happen, that should close up the position much faster. There are also positions here for SHIB. Let me go ahead and see what we got. SHIB is actually looking better. Now, a reason why I would want to, and this is part of the strategy too, you want to review your charts. Don't just go off of your gut feeling. Don't just go off of what you're thinking, what you think the market is thinking, all this stuff. No, don't do that kind of stuff. You want to focus on charts that are extremely oversold, that are completely forgotten, that everyone hates, and that are massively oversold, like SHIB. So SHIB is actually one of our better candidates. So we want to be very careful with our funds. We don't just want to ape into everything. SHIB, Link, Ton, not going to worry about that one because Ton's going to fall farther. Uniswap. Yeah. So I would say, in my opinion, the ones that I want to focus on in terms of allocating funds, because I'm expecting these ones to bounce back sooner, and that's the point. We want to be selective with our money, with our capital, because if you're using proper DCA strategy, that means that you need to double down. And doubling down is difficult when you're not careful with your funds. So I have two positions that are here for SHIB. So if we go down here to this specific position here for SHIB, they're actually about 5 days apart. So yeah, this is the chart to focus on. So we want to focus on the one that's down the most, this position right here. So see how I click on it and it changes right here on Altrady. So I want to focus on the one that's in a worse position. We're going to go over to TradingView just to confirm how things are looking for SHIB before we go any further and make any decisions about allocating funds. So there are some good signs happening with bullish bounces. On the weekly time frame, it's so close. Now, if I were not using paper trading to make this decision, I would just put in an order right here. But if I were using my real funds, I would want to wait down here. But paper trading, you can just do it wherever. But you want paper trading to be as close to real trading as possible, okay? So as crazy as it sounds, even though SHIB might get a bullish reversal here, I still think that it could go lower. I want to capitalize on all the fear. I'm going to be focusing on this level right here, just above this TBO support level at 637, which just got moved up. So I want to look for like right about here. Honestly, I want it to be super painful. Again, because I want to dramatically average down my entry. And I'll show you what that looks at in just a second with the other position on SHIB. So 692 is the order. So we're going to go back over here to Altrady. Now I'm going to go into this window over here, and we're going to click on the increase. Note, it says invested $139. So we've put in 3 trades, the entry, DCA1, DCA2. So what we need to do with this position now is we need to double down, which means that we're going to do 2 times the volume of the previous trade. If you're not sure what that would be, we're going to go over to my orders for SHIB, and we can see right here it tells us the first order was about $20, and then $40, and then $80. So the next order has to be 2 times that, which is $160. So we're going to go back over here, increase. So we're going to add 160 plus 139, which is basically 300. So we're going to click increase, type 300, and now this amount says for 160. I'm going to go ahead and zoom this in so it's a lot bigger. And I want to place this order right around where we showed over here on TradingView. So right above this line, right above here, 685 is the level I really want for my order. So we're going to go to 685. Perfect. And if I can't drag that, of course, you can just type it in manually right here. That means another 20% lower. But again, by capitalizing on a massive sell-off and a massive amount of fear, this actually allows me to dramatically average down my entry. So we're going to go ahead and change nothing to this, and we're going to go ahead and hit place order. Cool. So now that order is just hanging out, but I want to show you a visual example of what actually happens. So we're going to pick the later order because I think this is really interesting. Now, we're going to go back over here and we're going to hit increase for the current order that we have right now. Same thing because it's the same exact strategy, okay? So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because I want you to see this happen in real time. So here's our break even. It's for the more recent or the newer order. So if I were to just go ahead and put this order right here, right now, actually I'm going to put it just above because that will ensure that this is a market buy order. I want you to watch this break even right here, this gray line. So we're going to go ahead and click this to confirm it. Automatically brings it down. So it was right up here. And then what's going to happen is as it resets, this level is going to be brought right down there too. It takes a little bit of time, but eventually it gets there. There we go. So now SHIB, which was once up here, now it's been averaged down by about 9%. So it would make way more sense, of course, to DCA on the dumps, not on the pumps, but you get the idea. It's just for the sake of an example. So instead of SHIB having to pump up 25%, now it just has to move up another 12%, which if that happens, two things will be the outcome. The first outcome is that because our invested amount is much bigger now, instead of it being $140, now it's $300, we have a fixed take profit target of 1%. It's actually technically 0.85% because it's a scalping strategy. But by doing this, what will happen is that my initial take profit target, which wasn't that big, actually becomes a lot bigger. It becomes, well, it's exponentially growing. So now 1%, so means we're going to get about $3 profit out of this position. And trust me, I know $3 does not sound sexy at all. But I want you to zoom out and I want you to look at this bot that's been running ever since about here in April. Okay? Through this entire time, this bot has been generating profit manually. It is now just getting stuck, which honestly, I could leave it alone. It would probably close out on its own. But I'm trying to do an example of how to get out of one of these conditions. But I want you to see this. This is the weekly. Do you see this? It was actually buying all the way up here at $32.95 and it bought all the way down here. It kept going. It dropped 68%, yet it kept selling on the way down, doing better than most. This is why I love DCA bot trading. Again, this is the weekly. If I go to the daily time frame, check this out. See all this crazy volatility, all this buying and selling, even on the way down? This is why these signals absolutely crush it. So yes, you will get stuck. So the ways to get unstuck when you're using these types of DCA strategy signals: identify a chart that looks really oversold to you, and then we want to add 2 times of the previous order. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go to closed over here on link. We can see that the total is the same thing as the other one, 20, 40, 80. So it's going to be 160. We're going to go ahead and increase this. We're going to increase the position size. So that way the next order is 2 times the previous one. We can either choose the bid or the asking price, or we can type in a manual price if we want to. Anything is fine. And we're going to go ahead and click this button. We'll go ahead and do this because it's a massive drawdown of 45%. And then when we do this, dramatically averages down our break even. It literally dropped it down about 30%. This is why DCA and being careful about DCAing is so powerful, because the moment that link starts to come back, it has to move up now 28% instead of like 100%. But the moment it snaps back, it closes it out in more profit. Again, same thing over here with Uniswap. Looking at a chart like this, we're going to go ahead and identify the position that's been hanging for a long time, since the 25th of August. That's the correct one right there. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. This one up here. So the price would have to magically pump 69%, which is feeling pretty rough right now. And you can see the current position right now that's open is this yellow. I have to go to the daily. It's the yellow arrow back over here. So it's been open for a long time and the price has fallen down a whole lot. Actually, if I was watching this, which I'm not because I just want these to run passively, Look at that. Right there, it shot all the way up, going 9% below the take profit target. That's hilarious. So same thing applies. So I'm using the same fixed amount. I'm going to increase. I'm going to choose the position size amount, and it's going to be 300 total. I want this to be placed right away for the sake of an example. And again, I want to show you how rad this is. This is so cool. So I have this order. That's, again, I could drag it wherever I want to do. We're going to go ahead and say, yep, buy it in here. And when this happens and it gets filled, the break even, which used to be up here, once this order is filled, and it's going to take a second, that's okay. We're going to go like this. I'm going to edit it. It's going to put it slightly above, so that way it gets filled right away. There we go. Bada boom. Then this break even amount is going to drop down probably to about here, 744. Again, once it gets filled. And then, okay, this thing is driving me crazy. Come on, do it. Okay. We're going to do the asking price. Good. Do it up, man. So there's our break even. That's the white line. Once it gets filled, whenever the candle moves, then this is going to drop down a lot. So any little move that happens for this chart, for Uniswap, to go up probably here. Yep. So it just got moved down big time. You see that drop? So the initial level was, our break-even level was back up here at 1038, and it dropped all the way down here to 766, down 26%. So now the price only has to shoot up 24% instead of 70%. You might be laughing, but guys, I literally have the data to prove that TBD signals are ridiculously profitable and awesome in a bear market and in a bull market, in bullish and bearish conditions. It's literally insane. Learn how to use these signals, and I go into crazy amounts of depth, not just to talk about how the signals work, how DCA works, but how to position your portfolio accordingly so that way you're maximizing profit, especially focusing on the good pairs that work well. You're going to want to check out the 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom course. This is the best one that goes into the TBD signals. It happens to be on sale right now as I'm filming the course. By the time you see this, it might not be on sale. I'm so sorry about that. I can't hide this stuff. It's annoying. But even so, this is the course to check out if you want to learn how to use our signals, the TBD signals. Plus, there are also exchanges you can sign up down below this video for Phemex and also for BYDFi. But go here, go to the Better Traders, check out 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom, and make sure that you also sign up for Altrady, which is the magic that makes all this happen. So you need an account on Altrady. There's a link that allows you to save, I think 12% or something like that on a yearly sub. So go ahead and click on the links down below. And before you go, you're going to watch this video because it's going to go a little bit deeper into some other signals that I have that are designed to weather bear markets, which I believe is going to be coming next year. Watch this video next. Until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.